How's it going, YouTube? Wildman here, back in the indoor gym. Going to be doing the seated shoulder press with an axle, which I'll explain more about that in a minute. Now, as I'm going up in weight, this is going to stay the same weight consistently through the giant set. I'm going to be doing a trap bar farmer's carry, walking to the back of the gym and then walking it back in between sets. That's going to be the strength giant set for the day. And if you're trying to do the gym math, the axle bar is actually 30 pounds and not 45 pounds like a standard barbell, but it is thicker in diameter and it doesn't bend. It doesn't have any knurling. So it changes this movement a whole lot more and activates my shoulders. I feel a lot better. At least that's in my opinion. And I'm doing a military press style where I'm only bringing it down to my chin. So it's not going all the way down to my clavicle. And the reason being is if I was to bring it down to my clavicle and the bench is in an upright position where it's totally vertical, then it wouldn't be able to go past my chin. And since that bench is long, my head wouldn't be able to get my chin out of the way by leaning back like I would with a standing overhead press when it's on my shoulders. So I'm only touching the bar to my chin. And another thing I'm doing is that bench is about 2 clicks back from being vertical. So that moves my chin out of the way and gets that all the weight is sitting on my shoulders. And I'm not doing a really strict upright press because that's really bad for your shoulders. In my opinion, you get shoulder impingements that way. But I throw this in here because it really helps with the lockout. So when I usually press with a standing overhead press, I use my legs, and just me jumping with it in the front rack position brings it up about to the military press style. Then I have to use my shoulders and my triceps to finish it. So this is really isolating that lockout movement. Plus, it's a lot friendlier with your shoulders, which is why I'm also doing the trap bar carry, because that's actually having weight pull my shoulders down away from the bone. It's an antagonistic movement. So it really helps make sure that my shoulders are healthy and stable as I'm doing the shoulder press, and I'm not going to be able to blow out my shoulders, get impingements. It just helps prevent impingements when you're doing something like that. So this is my top set for the day, 260 pounds with the axle bar, and this is what I wanted to hit. And I could see that it kind of caught the J hook, which really threw off my timing and my movement, but I was able to muscle it up, so I was happy with that. Then I dropped down for volume, just one round, as many reps as I can with 210 pounds. Still doing the military press style, really trying to work on that lockout portion, build some strength. So reps are super important. But then the catches there, the safety catches that I'm lowering it down to, I actually caught it on the last rep, and I actually was thrown out of proportion. So I ended up missing the lift, which was kind of embarrassing. But sometimes that happens. You'll see right there, I hit it and it has to go down. And then I actually loaded the weight up more on the trap bar, and I'm going to start going up in higher weight now on the trap bar as I'm lowering the weight but doing more reps with shoulder pressing. Now for the assistance giant set, I really wanted to build my shoulder size, but I also wanted to make sure that I was building all the surrounding muscles that are in the shoulders. And the Arnold press, which was invented by Arnold Schwarzenegger, is the best way to do that. So this was my top set. I worked up to 50-pound kettlebells in each hand, and you just kind of bring it forward like this and then press up. And this really builds the shoulder really good. And Arnold Schwarzenegger did it to get his shoulders super big, but also super healthy and functional. So if you're wanting to build your shoulders and do something healthy for them, definitely do an Arnold press. And then I also worked up in weight on the trap bar, and I ended up doing 435 as my top set. So I deadlift it, and then I walk it about 5 meters across the gym because that's how much real estate I had in the gym because it's a small gym. But I ended up doing this twice. Just on my top set with the 50s, I ended up doing this for a second time because I didn't want to go up in weight. That wasn't the purpose. The whole purpose of this movement is really just to do a strongman movement and to really hit the shoulders and to pull it away from the bone to prevent impingements. And then to tie everything all together for the accessory giant set, I was doing 3 rounds. I was doing tricep push-ups. So you put your feet out wide, you get like an incline bench, and then you just bring your hands close and try to put your chest into the rings. And this really works the chest, but it really works your triceps more. And then I did some really heavy banded side delt raises, which is also super good for your shoulders, keeps them healthy, keeps them from getting impinged because it's pulling down and you're fighting the resistance up. And then face pulls, because face pulls is the best way to keep your shoulders healthy, especially when you're doing all that heavy pressing after a very heavy session. That was the total workout for the day. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.